Hey everyone, once again, hope this finds you well. So we've got some couple questions I really want to kind of explore with you today that have come in via SoundCloud and also our YouTube channel. I'm going to take the first question, we'll kind of explore that, but both of these kind of questions are very much hugely interconnected for me. They're interlinked. So it'd be really good to kind of grab both of them and begin to kind of explore them. So, hey Shane, can you give me like an easy, safe way to contact a spirit? Because I get a sense of a spirit that wants my help, and I'd like to know how to help it without talking to it. And I know there's another spirit who wants to talk to me because I keep waking up at 2 a.m. every night. Okay, there's lots of kind of detail there for me. There's lots of information that's jumping out at me. First and foremost, the consistency of waking up at 2 a.m. I often say, when spirit kind of want to make contact, when they're trying to grab your attention, quite often you will wake up, and you will wake up at the same time every night, every evening. And that's, for me, that's by design. That's just my experience talking. It's the experience that I've seen over the many years of kind of working in this way, where many people wake up consistently at the same time of night. Bang on normally. There can be a minute either way, but bang on normally. And quite often what that is you kind of wake up and then you sense a presence at the end of the bed, or you sense a presence in the doorway. It's all about then trying to feel for the emotion, the feeling that's been emanated. The language of spirit is pure emotion and pure feeling. They emanate that. That is information. That is contact happening. And yes, you can put it down to, am I a dream state? Am I asleep? What's going on? But you've woke up and you've noted the time. And then it's about just checking in to kind of sense what is being emanated towards you. My experience tells me they are trying to grab your attention. That may be a number of things. It may be that, do you know what, you're going through a very challenging time, you're going through a very difficult time, and they just want you to know that their reassurance, their love, their support is there. And do you know what a gift that is. It may be that they're trying to grab your attention because you're missing something. You're going down a road that maybe needs to be checked in. You're going down a road that needs kind of having another think about. That they're trying to get you to pause. They're trying to get you to stop. It's all about grabbing your attention, and that's done by design. So during the day, during our daily life, when we're awake, for most people, they're preoccupied. They're moving through life, they're moving through time, and they are completely just distracted by everything that's going on. So spirit are trying to make contact, and they can't because you're missing it, because you're moving way too fast. Okay, everything nowadays is instant and it's moving at speed. So spirit have to find another way of making contact, and one of those ways is consistently waking you up at the same time every night. And the other thing is checking where the presence seems to be. I can guarantee you it's going to be a doorway, passageway, hallway, all those things, doorways, stairways, passageways, are all kind of transitional spaces that we move from one space to another, and subconsciously they're completely hardwired into our awareness. We're aware of them because we cross through them. So if we cross through a doorway, we already check in with the doorway subconsciously. Is it safe to cross through that doorway? I'm aware of the doorway before I get there. So they're kind of really hardwired. So for spirit to kind of grab our attention, they just kind of linger, if you like, within those doorways, within those passageways, within those hallways, at the top of the stairs, on a landing, at the other end of a passageway, because it jumps out at us, it grabs our attention. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to stir up some thought with you about. It's the consistency. Waking up at 2 a.m. It's one of my 5 signs that spirit are trying to make contact with you. Chronic Cast says, Shane, can you give me an easy and safe way to contact a spirit? Because I get a sense of spirit that wants my help. Going back many years ago, I was asked to go to a premises where there was a very uncomfortable feeling. And there was this kind of odd feeling that lingered at the top of the stairs and at the bottom of the stairs, and with it was this just uncomfortable presence, and sometimes an odd smell, and not a very nice smell. And I got a sense of a youngish girl, and I got a sense of traumatic passing. It almost felt like someone falling down these stairs. So what I felt was right to do was to kind of light a candle, light some candles, light some tea light candles up the stairway, and place some rose petals, and then emanate a sense of peace, a sense of love, kind of reaching out and making contact, and asking that there be healing sent to whatever had happened within this space, within this environment, and ask if there was someone that was kind of in between the worlds, so to speak, earthbound as we call it, that they be kind of assisted, they be helped over, because my understanding is that when someone's earthbound, they're more aware of us than they are of the other side of life. Sometimes when you have a very traumatic passing or tragic passing or very fast passing, not always, okay, I really want to make that clear, or there's unfinished business, there's a sense of that kind of spirit being kind of more kind of earthbound, which is more aware of us than it is the other side of life. So kind of, lit those candles, placed those rose petals, and allowed it to get dark, and just kind of illuminated that space and lit it right up with the intention of all that love, healing, goodness being carried towards whatever was going on, whatever had happened. Kind of allowed those candles to go out, and once those candles had gone out, it was a sense of maybe that it was complete, and there was a sense of ease. The atmosphere changed. A few days later, I got told the lady at the bottom, so it was an old house that had been converted into kind of flats. Lady at the bottom come out, and she could smell roses, and there was a sense of just peace. Now, she'd always come out of not always, but many a time come out of a flat or apartment and felt very uneasy. This time she come out, she smelled the roses very clearly, and she's a very grounded person, and then there was a sense of just ease, there was a sense of light. So sometimes, those intentions, those kind of, if you want to call them ceremonies or rituals, can really add intention, and it's about the intention of what you're doing as well. That's important to kind of get across. So if you kind of get a sense of there's someone that's trying to ask for help, is send love. There are organisations, and I've had the pleasure and honour to work with some of them. I'm going to put a link into this video, and a pleasure to work with an individual, Dr. Terence Palmer, who works with the Spirit Release Foundation, and a lot of their work is along those lines. But yet there's a science to it. Yet there's a very deep, practical and psychological approach to that work, and they are really pioneering some very, very important work at this time. So I'll put a link into this video as well for you. But the other important thing I want to get across is that you're feeling unsure, okay? Because you ask, is there an easy and safe way to contact the spirit? If you're unsure, then send kind of a sense of goodness and a sense of light and a sense of greatness. But it's important, if you're unsure, then to maybe not go there. Go and check out, again, I'll put a link into this video, my video on your greatest form of psychic protection is attitude. If we're kind of approaching this with a strong, solid sense of self and a sense of certainty, then we're safe. If we're very, very unsure, then we open ourselves up to being vulnerable. And that's an important point, those spirits that are, kind of earthbound, they intentionally, not always, intentionally they won't mean you harm. And I say most of the time, because most of the time they won't. These can be almost, frightened, passed in a traumatic way, in a sudden way, and suddenly it's all very, very confusing, is people can no longer see me, people are not hearing me, and then suddenly they become aware that you become aware of them. They're going to kind of latch onto you. So things to consider, as I say, I have some important links within this video. Okay, so that's the first question. I think that was a very, very interesting one. Next question comes from a gentleman called Michael Hartley. Now, this one's come from a SoundCloud channel, a podcast show that goes out every or most Sundays, every Sunday, via our Facebook page, Spirit Meets Adventure. And Michael says this, okay, this is why these are quite interconnected. Hi Shane, I keep getting 3 slaps on my head whilst in bed. This happens every couple of weeks. Do you know what the meaning of this could be? Right, the first thing is that it's at bedtime, nighttime, during the evening, okay, when Michael goes to bed. Okay, so think about the first lot of information, what I've just shared. Think about this, okay? There's the interconnection, there's the link between the two. Spirit are trying to get your attention. They are slapping you across the head, or there's a feeling of being slapped. And I understand that. I've had experiences going back where it's almost like I felt like I've been shook. And what they're doing is like, wake up, wake up, wake up. What is it that you need to wake up to? Okay, what is it and why is it they're trying to get your attention? What is it that you are missing, that you're not seeing, that you're not spotting? Okay, what is it you're doing that they're trying to grab your attention? Or is it they're trying to teach you? Is it they're trying to develop you? I believe that it's a bit of both, but the first aspect of that feels very relative to me. It feels very right to me that they are saying to you, wake up. What is it that you're not looking at? What is it that you are ignoring, or what is it that you're pushing away? And a sense of having to stop, okay, and this feeling of between two situations. Okay, you're between two situations and they are trying to get you to stop and wake up. Okay, Michael, I'm going to leave that with you, but both of those kind of situations are interconnected. I feel that they're trying to get you to literally wake up, slap, okay, wake up. What is it that you're not looking at? What is it that you should be? What is it that you need to stop with and reevaluate? I'll leave that with you all, guys. Hope that's helped. Hope that's stirred up some thought for you all as well. As I always say, any comments, questions, part of our ongoing development series, Ask Shane. You can leave a comment in below. You can find our daily content via our Facebook page, which is Spirit Meets Adventure. Those of you that are watching that via our Facebook page, you can find a whole wealth of resources on our YouTube channel, as well as our ongoing podcast show as well. As always, it's a real pleasure, guys, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye bye.